Hello, Forever Family. Once again, it is time to do another Bible study video. The purpose of making these videos is to make disciples. Also, have you ever wondered if all the versions of the Bible share the same message? Well, that's the passion that God has given us. And how He's given us the ability to do that is by a website called www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, which has over 2,500 complete book studies, topical teachings, and different formats to share in the gospel. There are some messages done and up to almost 50 different versions of the Bible. The reason we do it in 50 different versions, the tagline for www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org is passion to make disciples. And as I spoke of earlier, we have passion to make disciples. We want to reach whatever version of the Bible they're using with the same message so they can get to a relationship with Jesus, the Messiah, the Yeshua. And also to introduce you to some sites called on Facebook page, Parler, MeWe, YouTube, and Twitter. All those sites are called Where Scripture Speaks Clearly. So now Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 through 13 from the ESV version of the Bible, we read, "A time for everything. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace." The God-given task. What gain has the worker from his toil? I have seen the business that God has given to the children of men to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. I perceive that there is nothing better for them than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live. Also, that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all his toil. This is God's gift to man. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 through 13 in the ESV version of the Bible. As a Christian, I'm supposed to make disciples by sharing the gospel. So I just did that. So I'm asking you to do your part. What is your part? Whatever platform you're watching this video on, let it know if this message reached you or if you're engaged in this message and why. Leave a positive comment. What I've learned in ministry, sometimes it takes one courageous person to leave a positive comment for someone else to do the same thing. So I'm going to help you with that. In the comment section, I'm going to put some questions. I'd love for you to answer those questions. The only purpose of these questions is to find out who's watching these videos so we can reach more people with the gospel because you've joined me part of this group. Also, if you want to store treasures for yourself in heaven, all you have to do is hit the share button because we use scripture to explain scripture on any of the different platforms. So if you hit that share button, you are doing the great commission of sharing the gospel. So like, share, follow, subscribe these different sites so you can always know when there's something new. Now, like a year ago, God had me make some shirts and some masks. On the shirts, he had me put scriptures on the front and the back. And on the mask, he had me put a picture of the bookcase of Bibles I started this website on. And I'm going to try to put those videos on different platforms to get your feedback. Whenever God puts anything else in my heart to do, I'll also do a video and see what your feedback is on them as well. So I've done my part. So now go to under Where Scripture Speaks Clearly. There's a Facebook page, Parler, MeWe, YouTube, and Twitter. And do the same thing in those. Rate these videos, like these videos as well. And then, because that's the most content, go to www.wherescripturespeaksclearly.org, which has over 2,500 complete book studies, topical teachings, and different formats to share the gospel. There are some messages done in up to 50 different versions of the Bible. So I've done my part. Will you do your part? Go to those sites. Get involved in these different sites. Let's team together to share the gospel. As soon as everybody hears the gospel, decides where they want to spend eternity, we get to go home to heaven. So I'm always adding more book studies, topical teachings, and different formats to sharing the gospel. So keep coming back. Now hit that share button, start treasure for yourself, and after getting involved in these sites, and I'll see you again soon.